Welcome to the InfoWars Nightly News. I'm your host, Jakari Jackson. It's July 2nd, 2014. And let's get straight into our news tonight. Our top story, Obama's civilian security force takes control of migrant internment camps. Abide by brown shirt laws. In the run-up to the 2008 presidential election, Barack Obama promised he would work to implement a domestic security force, which would rival that of the U.S. military.
We cannot continue to rely only on our military in order to achieve the national security objectives that we've set. We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well funded.
That was the president back in 2008 saying that in his own words. Many dubbed Obama's proposed force the brown shirts, a term often used to describe a Nazi assault force and one that was repeatedly associated with extremist nationalists. And if there ever was an emergency that required a military-level response in the United States, many believe it's happening right now on the southern border as hundreds of thousands of immigrants make their way illegally into the United States of America. And according to an unnamed source who could not provide video documentation of these events because cell phones were not allowed in the facility, a security force is reportedly calling itself the Brown Shirts. The insider says they have been given orders to arrest anyone speaking to the public or using cell phones and have implemented what is being referred to as Brown Shirts law. So that was from Max Slavo of the When It Hits the Fan report. And, you know, he can't so much disclose the identity of this whistleblower, but I can believe that these things are going on because we've seen these facilities with our own eyes. Now, personally, the facilities I saw, like the church facilities, they weren't so much internment camps, but you think about the FEMA camps back in, I guess it was Hurricane Sandy or so. The people were saying the conditions in the FEMA camps were like a prison condition. And also, we all recall Hurricane Katrina, the horrendous conditions there, people committing suicide, not enough water to use, and also food shortages as well. And let's talk about this domestic security force, because you recall back in 2012, we had the report, Homeland Security graduates first corps of Obama's brown shirts, Homeland Youth. And it says this group was to be called the FEMA Corps. So there it is right back then. Obama wants this domestic security force. And when we have the most powerful military on the planet, why do we so much need a domestic security force? Why do we need Homeland Security buying billions of bullets? Why do we need Homeland Security shooting targets of little children? It doesn't make any sense to me, but I guess that makes sense in Obama's America. So it's not enough to have these internment camps. It's not enough to have these people training to take on the American people. Now they have to demonize you. Media characterizes anti-illegal immigration protesters as racist.
100 or more protesters blocked the road into the Murrieta Border Patrol Station. The immigrants, many of them children, arrived by plane in San Diego from overcrowded holding facilities in South Texas.
We've been told that the immigrants will come in 140 every 72-hour shift for several weeks with no definitive endpoint.
Lynn Sparacino lives in Murrieta and is an immigrant from Central America herself, but her family came here legally, and she says others should too.
And the thing that stuck out to me about that clip was you see somebody who said, hey, I came from these Central American countries. I understand what's going on down there, but you have to come the legal way just like I did. And as we were talking about earlier, the prison-like conditions of these facilities, you see in the video, it seemed like very much a prison to me that these people were walking into. So you go from a country where I guess you still have your freedom, then you come here to the United States only to be housed in these facilities where disease is rampant and you have other conditions as well. And I'm not saying that everybody who's coming here illegally is diseased. I'm not saying that everybody who comes here illegally is a criminal, but or not a criminal like an MS-13 criminal, let me make that very clear. But you do have these concerns that you have to contend with. Just like we see Border Patrol agents routinely getting sick, more and more reports coming out regularly about these guys contracting these illnesses that they didn't really have at their facilities before. So it is a very serious issue, and I hope people will get over this political correctness. And no, it's not just the Central Americans. We'll have a special report later on tonight talking about how it's not just these people. We have people coming in from China, people coming in from Middle Eastern countries as well. And how do they get here? They go to Mexico, they go to Central America, then they come up here and surrender themselves to the Border Patrol, or even the more wealthy ones, they can pay to have the coyotes ship them into the country. And we'll be talking about all that here in a little bit.
Hi, I'm Dr. Edward Group. Today I'd like to talk about the war on women. You've experienced and heard about the benefits of Super Male Vitality. Now, the new formula has arrived. Introducing the new Super Female Vitality. I have specifically designed this formula to help the body naturally regulate itself without the use of artificial hormones. Key ingredients chosen from the highest quality sources. Each of these ingredients works synergistically with the female body in order to maximize overall vitality. You've heard the reviews and the feedback on how the original Super Male Vitality has revitalized relationships. Now, both the man and the woman can have the revitalization in their own bodies with Super Male Vitality and Super Female Vitality. Secure your Super Female Vitality today from our limited stock at InfoWarsLife.com.